welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you're new here then welcome. I hope you're all good. Do you know the intro? Yes, if you're new here then welcome. I hope you're all good. Today we have got a very highly requested video. We've got an up-to-date, updated tattoo tour. I know so many people are just going to be here because they've searched tattoo tour in YouTube, so I'm going to try my best to not do what I do best and chat shit too much. So we're just gonna get straight into it. I think my last tattoo tour on YouTube is like 18 months to 2 years old maybe, so it's a while. I don't even know if it's still around anywhere, and we've had a lot of additions since then, so I'm very excited to show you all of the new bits. So just a bit of background, I have been getting tattooed for nearly 10 years. I'm nearly 28 and I started getting tattooed when I was 18. I appreciate tattoos are not everybody's thing, but they're my thing, and honestly they're genuinely just a part of my identity now. Like, I actually don't really remember what I look like without having like any of my tattoos all over my body. It's so weird. I don't know if anybody else is like that. So yeah, I've been getting tattooed now for a long while. I've got a lot of random stuff and each of my tattoos has got a little story to it. Other than the odd one or two, I don't know, couple of tattoos that I've got like when I'm abroad or like in a random place, all of my tattoos have been done in the same studio. So I've been to the same tattoo studio my whole tattoo life since I was 18 here in my hometown in North Wales. And the owner of the studio used to tattoo me back in the day, but in recent years, well, for quite a while now, one of the girls that works there has been tattooing me, and she will be my artist for the rest of my life because we just get each other, we understand each other. She gets my wacky ideas like down to a T, and yeah, she's just the one for me, you know. But a little disclaimer, if you're under 18, do not get tattooed until you are of an age, and also I'm not saying everyone needs a tattoo, I'm just showing you what mine are. Okay, so I'm going to start with my first ever one because I'm not going to work in chronological order. I cannot remember the chronological order other than the fact that this was my first one. So my very first tattoo when I was 18 years old is on, oh, you can't even see it, let me pull this aside. Can you see it? Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. So it's there on like the base of my neck between my two shoulder blades, and that says "No Woman, No Cry," which is of course a Bob Marley lyric, and it's got a little love heart with red, yellow and green in the middle of it. So that was my very first tattoo. You will notice there's a bit of a common theme with certain things in these tattoos, Bob Marley being one of them. Bob Marley's music has had a huge influence on my life growing up. His songs remind me of certain times in my life. I'm mixed race, I'm from a mixed race family, a white and black African family, and some of my family are Rastafarians, so Bob Marley has been, yeah, a huge impact on my life. His music means a lot to me. I personally think that's a pretty cool tattoo to get for your first tattoo, a Bob Marley lyric. Moving on to, we might as well get all of the Bob ones out of the way. So here on my right arm I have got Three Little Birds, which is of course Three Little Birds by Bob Marley, and then again we've got a bit of the red, yellow and, no, wrong way around, red, yellow and green. The yellow ink just doesn't stay on me. I learned that after this tattoo, so everything else is pretty much just in black. This song, Three Little Birds, was actually played at my nana's funeral. It was her favourite Bob Marley song, so yeah, this has got huge significant meaning to me. As well as Bob Marley, there will be a common theme of like my nana especially and my grandparents with my tattoos as well, just a little pre-warning. Moving on to another Bob. I feel like we need to move quick because we've got a lot to get through. I've got a lot of tattoos, guys. This is another Bob song, similar placement on the opposite arm, on my left arm, and this says "None but ourselves can free our minds." That is a lyric from Redemption Song. One of the best songs ever written. There's not many songs in the world that will ever beat that. It has got so much meaning to me, and like understanding the mind and basically living free. It's got such huge meaning to me, and the little symbol next to the word minds in the tattoo is a little moon, a little half moon, and that is because on the morning that I went to go and get the tattoo done, the moon was still in the sky, and it was like the brightest, thinnest like half moon. And I'm a bit of a self-confessed selenophile, which is someone that loves the moon, if you don't know what that is. So I just popped a little moon on there because I saw it on my way to getting that done. So that's 3 Bob tattoos. I'm pretty sure I've got, oh yeah, I've got One Love on the back of this arm here, which is my left arm, and then on the back of my right arm I have got One Heart. So they just kind of sit, I don't really know if you're going to be able to see, They just kind of sit above my elbows. One Love, One Heart. Again, one of my favourite Bob Marley songs. But that's all the Bob ones out of the way. We might as well carry on with my arms just to get them out of the way, because honestly, there's so many dotted around on my arms that I forget that they're there. So let's just go with those. So this one here on my right bicep is, of course, none other than Black Lives Matter, the symbol, and then I popped a little heart and the BLM initials in there as well. I actually got that shortly after George Floyd's death, which so many of you will remember because that was such a significant thing that happened in the last couple of years where we've all been in like lockdown. And the reason why I got that, well, not really the reason why I got that, obviously for me, I'm a massive advocate of Black Lives Matter. I've suffered racial issues my whole life, being mixed race, and feel like unless you've been through it, like, it's impossible to understand. But basically, I'm from a really small town, like a tiny town, and me and my mother, who was staying with me at the time, heard that there was this protest going on, you know, for the whole George Floyd thing and a Black Lives Matter protest in our local like events arena thing. And obviously me and my mum were gonna go, but we genuinely didn't think there was gonna be that many people there. When I tell you, oh, we were so overwhelmed, like there was so many people there, it was such an emotional day. But literally a couple of days later, I booked in to get this done because I just never want to forget that moment. And do you know what? I've always been taught to be loud about the things I'm passionate about, so that's exactly what that slap mark is right there. So on the forearm of this arm is my little baby. So this is the outline of my Chihuahua's ears, and then that's his name, Bumper. Bumper was actually what we called my granddad. I named my dog after my granddad, Bumper. A little memory for him as well, but the reason why we've got Bumper's ears outlined here is because Bumper actually had a tumour on his left ear, so that's as if he's looking at us. Yeah, he had a tumour on his left ear, so he had to get quite a lot of it cut off, so he's quite literally got one triangle ear and one square ear. So I just thought I wanted a tattoo for my dog for sure, but I just thought because he's got so much character and he's so unique, especially now he's got completely odd ears, let's go with the outline of his head. So that was that. Bumper is actually 5 at the end of the month. He is my everything. When I tell you that dog saved me when I was in a really shit place, he's just everything to me. I never want to forget him, so that's why he deserves a place on the body, you know? Okay, next up here on my wrist, we have got 1111. Make a wish. Obvious reasons. 1111 is an angel number. There is something I've been wishing for on 1111, or affirming rather than a wish. It's more of an affirmation. It's something I've been affirming over and over again on 1111 every time I see it for a long time, like we're talking years. And last year when I got this tattoo, that is because the thing I'd been affirming and manifesting and wishing, I guess, has basically started to become a reality, and I never wanted to forget the year that happened, so we popped that on there. It's so cool. I love the placement of this so much. So when my wrist is down, it looks like it's obviously face on completely, kind of like you would read a time on a watch, but then when I turn my wrist, obviously because your skin twists, it does move. But honestly, I'm obsessed with it. This is like old English writing. I've got a couple of tattoos in this font, which I'm obsessed with. I just love the uniqueness of it. I love the outlines. As you all know, a lot of my tattoos are outline, you'll be able to tell. So yeah, that's that. Love my 1111. Every time I look at that, I don't know, just get a really warm feeling, you know? Is that a bit sad? Probably. I don't even know. Oh, my cup of tea and my tea bag. I was gonna say I don't even know what else is on this arm, but how could we forget? This is probably one of my favourite tattoos, and if you watch my vlogs, you might not if you're here, but I am obsessed with tea. I drink a lot of tea. It's got to be Yorkshire. We're not gonna go into the whole tea thing in this video because I don't want to bore you with it, but it is everything to me. We've got a lot of important stuff on this arm, clearly. But imagine my tattoo artist when I literally messaged her and I was like, T, I feel like my next tattoo is going to be a tea bag on my arm. Is that okay? Do you know what? It's so cute. And this is exactly what I mean with Tarina, who I go to. I have this idea in my head and she puts it down on paper and it just works. So we've got the mug, of course, which says Positivity Tea. And then we've got the tea bag coming out of it and the little tea bag tab with the love heart on it. This tattoo is me to a T. I am very good vibes, good energy, positivity, and I like to spread that with you guys, you know? Yeah, if you're new here, then you won't know that, but tea is like my #1 obsession in the whole world, and I just wanted a tea bag on my arm dipping in a brew. Do you know what I mean? Reminds me as well to always remain positive, which we all need to do in life, you know? Is that for this arm? Kind of. So up here on my right shoulder, we have got my name tattooed on me. Well, not exactly, but my full name is Asha Mary Louise and then my surname. So Mary was actually my nana's name, and then Louise was my great grandmother's name. So that's where Mary-Louise came from for my name. So I'm Asha Mary Louise, but my Instagram username has always been Asha Mary Lou. And yeah, Asha Mary Lou has just like caught on. Anyway, I got introduced to this guy. His name's Jake. He's a good friend of mine. Hello Jake, if you're watching this. We've got mutual friends. We got introduced. We're now very good friends. And ever since I've met Jake, he has just never called me Asha. He's just always referred to me as Mary Lou. Yeah, this is the only tattoo of mine that hasn't come from my own brain. It's the only one that has been provided to me, or the idea of it, by somebody else. So thank you, Jake. But ever since he's just called me Mary Lou and not Asha, I just loved it. And I was like, I really want Mary Lou on my body. So that is what is up here on my right shoulder. And it's in like an old typewriter font, which I really like. Again, just like an old English style, but I'm obsessed with it. That's probably one of my favourite tattoos, you know. I say that about everyone, but I just really, really like that. Is it weird to get your own name tattooed on you? Probably, but it is my middle name, and it is also two names of my grandmother and my nana put together, so kind of can justify it a little bit, you know. Okay, moving on to this arm. So I've already told you about the bob one, and then up here we have got a little lightning bolt. This was actually done abroad in Ibiza, and that's because my best friend Chloe and I went to Ibiza, and the whole 5 days that we were there, this is a couple of years ago now, it's the last time we were there together, the whole 5 days that we were there, it thunderstormed, like honestly the worst weather Ibiza has ever seen. And on our last day I was like, come on, we need to get a matching tattoo, and we decided to go with a lightning bolt for that exact reason, just to remember the stormy weather for those 5 days, because it was just hilarious. Like, we went for a girly holiday, gonna get a nice tan, live it up in the sun, and there was literally thunder and lightning the whole time we were there. Okay, moving down on this arm, here we have got a pinky promise tattoo. It's two hands holding a pinky, because I'm an avid believer in the pinky promise, and I just love it. So we've got a little outline of two hands doing the pinky promise, but kind of like holding hands, which I think is really cute. That's the Bob Marley lyric that I've already showed you. And then here is, in again old English writing, the number 27, which although it is my current age, that is not the reason why it is on my arm. 27 is actually my lucky number, and it follows me around everywhere I go. So I think I've had that tattooed on me since I was 25, so it's not just because I'm 27, you know. But basically everybody's got a lucky number, haven't they? And everybody's got like a really cool story behind like why they've got that lucky number, and mine is just hilarious. So basically when I was younger and I used to live with my grandparents, they would give me like pocket money, and I'm talking like very little pocket money. But one day my nan said to me, oh, you've got quite a lot now, Ash, like how much have you got? And I said to her, oh, I've nearly got £100. And she was like, what? And I said, yeah, I've nearly got £100. And she said, why, how much have you got? And I said, I've got £27. And I thought, because I was so young, that that was nearly £100, and the number 27 has just stuck with me throughout life. It's madness, like it actually follows me around everywhere. And it's really weird because me turning 27 last year, I thought that was going to be like a really good year for like so many reasons, and it ended up being an even better year for completely different reasons. Like my life literally got turned upside down last year in the year that I turned 27, and it's probably one of the best things that ever happened to me that year, of like realisation and finding who I am, and yeah, just being the happiest I've ever been. So that is a very, very special number to me now more than ever. I'm almost certain there's something else on this arm. Oh yeah, this is so cute. Love this tattoo so much. So this here is a flower, of course, a little wildflower, and then we've got 3 drops of rain. And I got this last year because last year was a very hard year for me, and I came across a saying that I fell in love with, and that saying was no rain, no flowers. And I was like, I want that on me. And I didn't just want the words, because I've got, you know, a lot of lyrics, a lot of words written on me, and although it's a saying, I just wanted to symbolise it rather than have the actual wording written on me. So this is what Tarina come up with, and it's a little wildflower, which is more me than like, you know, something crazy girly, and then 3 raindrops. So this is no rain, no flowers, and I love it. I love the placement of this so much. We were actually thinking of putting it I think it was here that we put the transfer originally, like there, but I just felt like it was too overcrowded on this arm with everything else that was going on. But that definitely leaves a little bit of room there for something maybe a little bit smaller. But how nice does that look? This tattoo I got done recently when Lauren and I, one of my best friends, were in LA last month. It was actually our very first trip together, and it was really random. We were on our way to dinner. I saw this tattoo shop. It looked sick. Do you know what? I actually became really good friends with one of the guys in there, and we still speak now. And we literally pulled over in the Uber, and I was like, I'm gonna go and get a tattoo. And Lauren was like, what on earth are you gonna get? Like, you haven't even thought about it. But kind of did already have a feeling what I wanted to get while I was out there, if I was gonna get something. So like I said, Lauren and me, Asha, LA, and it was our first trip together in LA because we went to Los Angeles on our first holiday. So I got LA tattooed on me, and it's on my wrist here, and it's so cute. It's just tiny, and it just sits right above my watch line, and it says LA, so Lauren and Asha, but also Los Angeles, which is just the cutest thing ever. I'm obsessed with that. I love it so much. It's kind of made me want to like go up onto my hands a little bit with something, maybe get like below my fingernails tattooed, just because I like how that looks, and that's pretty close, but we will see. I think my mum would actually kill me if I did that. I'm trying to think what I've missed on my upper half. So here on, I think you call it a sternum, I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is called a sternum. I have got a key tattooed. This I actually got a very long time ago now, when I broke up with my first boyfriend, my first proper boyfriend, and I literally said to the girls, I'm going to keep my key to my heart very close to my chest. And I was at a tattoo convention. I was at Great British Tattoo Show in Ali Pali in London, and a great artist, a great guy called Dave Perry actually tattooed this on me, and I'm obsessed with it, which is a little heart in the top section, and then of course a key. And I wanted that to be like really old school, like really Beauty and the Beast kind of vibes. Just really, really old school. I love that so much. I'm trying to think, what have we missed? Oh my god. Okay, we've missed quite a lot. Okay, let's carry on. So here we have got some handwriting, which is copied exactly from a card that my grandparents that are still alive, this is, whereas these and the other ones I'm referring to are my grandparents that have passed away. So this says, with all our love, always, or does it just say all our love always? I can't remember. But yeah, that's copied exactly from a card that my grandparents gave me for my birthday at some point. Do you know what it was? As grim as this sounds, all of my tattoos that I got done for my nan and bumper, my other grandparents, I got them done kind of like after they'd passed away, and I wanted to get something done for my grandparents who are still alive whilst they're still alive, so they can see it and like I can show them how much I appreciate them, you know. So that's why I decided to get that. I think I got that last year at some point. This is a huge portrait of my nan and bumper, my nan and granddad. But honestly, that tattoo, the pain. I don't numb myself for tattoos. I've been getting tattooed for so long that I don't use numbing cream or anything like that, and that took 2 6-hour sessions and I wasn't numb. Oh, the pain. I will never forget that pain. Worth it. It's my favourite picture ever of them, but I will never ever ever forget what I went through to get that tattoo done. I'd say that's probably the only tattoo that's ever hurt me. The rest of them are just kind of like, yeah, it is what it is. I can put up with the pain, but that one, sure, I was like biting into something or like holding a stress ball. Not good, guys. It's the shading, it's the deep shading. Oh. But yeah, I love that so much, and not a lot of people know that it's there. It's like quite hidden away, which I really like because it's just something that like I get to see. So on this side here, near my ribs, I got another hand outline tattoo. So I wanted a rose. I wanted a rose tattoo for a while. This was about, I want to say 4, maybe 5 years ago now. I knew that I wanted a rose, but I didn't just want like a big, chunky, usual style rose. So Tarina came up with this little drawing because obviously I've got like this hand outline and quite a lot of other outline tattoos. We made the rose like the line of the thumb, if that makes sense. It's so cool. It's actually quite big because it stretches like right the way around my ribs. It looks so nice when I'm in a bikini. And then I think, I'm just looking in the mirror, I think there's only one more. Oh no, there's 2 more, the one on my chest as well. Guys, there's a lot, you know. So here on my chest, or my collarbone if you like, we have got another lyric. It's not Bob Marley, believe it or not. This is actually by Louis Armstrong, and it says, when you're smiling the whole world smiles with you. I feel like everybody will know that song. That was another song that we played at my nana's funeral, and then just underneath it on this lower section here it says MES, which was my nana's initials, which is where the Mary comes from. This tattoo is so old. I feel like I got that done just after my first tattoo maybe. So where that writing ends, where the U ends, that's where the next one starts, and this is everybody's favourite tattoo. I always get compliments on this tattoo, and again this is really old now, but this is a feather, and I didn't want it to be cartoon like. I wanted it to be really realistic, and I wanted it to fold all the way around and come right down here. And that's exactly what it does. And at the bottom there is the date that my nana passed away, which is the 7th of May 2011. But yeah, that one actually represents a feather from her angel's wings, of course. And I'm not even joking. Again, if you're a regular here on my channel, you will know the importance and the significance of feathers in my life. They turn up in the weirdest places, and I'm not just talking like on the street, I'm talking like inside handbags that I've not opened in ages, and they're just pure white fluffy feathers. And I started collecting them, and knows a bit strange, but ever since I got this tattoo, randomly every now and then these bright white fluffy feathers will just turn up in like really random places. And when I googled it, it does say that feathers appear when angels are near. Okay, that has got to be it now on my upper half, I think. Let me have a look. I feel like that's it. But don't worry, there's not as many on my legs. We're not going to be here for that amount of time. That is why I'm in these shorts, by the way, in February, even though it's freezing, so I can show you these tattoos. So you can see them better, obviously. Imagine that I'm in like underwear or whatever. You can see them better then, but just to give you an idea without this being too revealing. So these tattoos here are my words to live by. I swear by this little saying. But on this side, we've got do no harm, and then on this side we've got take no shit. And do no harm, take no shit is just the saying that sums me up, because I just want to do good in the world. I don't want to harm anyone, I don't want to be nasty to anyone, I want to get on with everybody, but equally at the same time I will take no shit. That little saying just kind of resembles that. Do no harm but take no shit. Like, always be kind to everybody, but don't be too soft, you know? And then finally, I think this is it. These are my last tattoos. I feel like they are, but these are, I'm not even gonna be able to show you. These are basically on the upper of my ankle. How am I gonna do this? Oh my God, my legs are far too sore from the gym for this. Okay, I'm really doing this. I'm getting on the bed. I'm getting on the bed. So you can see, they just sit at the very lower of my shin, just where my foot starts basically. And these are sick. I love these tattoos so much. So what these say is, on this side it says think about, and on this side it says bring about, and that is a very short form of the manifestation saying, what you think about you bring about. I don't know if you've got the vibe by now, but I'm very all about energy and good vibes and the universe and thinking about good and bringing good into the world. And yeah, I'm huge on manifestation and the law of attraction and affirmations. So that is a really simple saying. The world of manifestation and the secret and the law of attraction can be so confusing and such a minefield, but that is the one saying that puts it in really simple terms, and I love it, and I have to remind myself of it every single day. But it's what you think about you bring about. So you need to think good in order for good to come back to you. Like, your energy can literally be measured on a frequency, and if you're putting bad energy out into the universe, that's what you're going to bring about. So whatever you think about, you bring about. So make sure it's good. But yeah, I love that little saying so much, and I wanted to get it on me. Didn't have a clue where we were going to put it, and I was like, let's put it on 2 separate legs, and that's what we ended up with. Do I have plans to get any more? Yes, there are a couple of things that I've got in mind currently that I want to get. I am starting to struggle for placement now, you know, because I'm starting to run out of room a little bit, I guess, which is weird because they are all dotted around, and obviously they're not huge tattoos, but you just need to be very careful with where you place them just to make sure that places aren't overcrowded, because I don't want to end up, because it's not my thing, with like a full sleeve or anything like that. So yeah, I've got a few things in mind, a couple of things that I want to talk to Tarina about, but it's just finding the placement for them, because that is what I've struggled with on my last couple of sessions. Anyway, I'm gonna head off. If anybody wants to see me getting tattooed, I am getting tattooed in a few of my vlogs somewhere down the line on my YouTube channel. But maybe I'll do like a whole separate video, like a come get tattooed with me, like in detail of like the designing process. Maybe when I get my next couple of things done, I'll see how Tarina feels about that, and then maybe I will film that, because I think that'll be really interesting, seeing how it goes from like an idea to like permanently being on your body basically. But yeah, I hope you've all found it interesting. Thanks for sticking with me this far if you're still here, and I will see you all in Sunday's vlog. Bye.